The defenders are appealing for offside. I want to know how that's offside, if I'm honest with you. I would very much like to know how that's offside. How's it going, everyone? My name is Stu. Welcome to the Deportivo La Coruña save here on FM24. Thank you for joining me today in part 18, where we are going to be playing against Atletico Madrid to begin with, followed by playing in the Supercopa, because apparently that's what you do when you've just got promoted. And if you're excited to see how we get on in both of those games, do not forget to leave a big like on the video for me, and don't forget to subscribe. It's completely free to do so. You'll put a smile on his face right here. What's not to like? Since you were last with us, it's still going very well. I'm saying that quietly because it's got to go wrong at some point. So we are literally one of those promoted teams that just takes the league by absolute storm. I mean, look at the results. I mean, I'm going to get rid of the friendlies because I've played a couple just for match fitness reasons. But if I take those out, what a start that is. We're third in the league. What? We've only lost against Villarreal, the rivals, as I like to think of them in this save. We've only lost against them. Other than that, it's been the occasional draw. We've beat both Barcelona and Real Madrid. Like, I just, yeah. What on utter nonsense is this? I mean, we struggled against Valencia, fine. We've struggled against Levante. We've struggled against Bilbao. We've struggled against Sociedad at the start of the season and Getafe. There's teams you'd expect us to struggle against that we have struggled against, but we've beaten so many other teams, and Esposito is having a whale of a time. He's the top goal scorer in the league. Utter madness. He's also one other thing. I don't mistype it. He's the European Golden Boy. We've got the European Golden Boy. We had him last season as well, but we've got him now. In 39 appearances in the last year, he's had 38 goals and a pair of assists. Utter nonsense. But anyway, we're going to get on to the matter at hand, which is the game against Atletico Madrid, which I'm expecting we're going to get absolutely smashed in. And this is going to be your 11 for the game. It is Martin in goal, Juanlu, Carrillo, Kumbula and Vasquez in defence, Alexander and Orellana in midfield. That's different from the last time you saw it, with Zardas, Cruz and Jota supporting Esposito up front. We've had injury issues. The biggest one, deep breath there as you could tell, is Danilovic. He is out for up to 10 weeks. He got injured in a friendly as well, which is so frustrating. But that does mean we are relying on Orellana, who, to be fair, has come in and done a good job. The reason why we're relying on him is Matthias Enrique also picked up a knock, so he's been out for a little bit. And as much as I liked Gomez last year, I do think we're at the point with his physicals dropping as they are, where it's probably time to cash in on him. I'm happy for offers, kind of any offers really, just to get him off the books and get a little bit of money in. But I think if Orellana is performing, and then when we get Enrique back up to full fitness for this season, I think we'll be fine with those two going forward. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, let's just see what happens. We're also in the first game after that weird little, it's not even like a proper mid-season break, it's just kind of a couple of weeks off, because I got asked a question in the press conference before this game. I got asked whether we should have a winter break. I assume Spain do, and I have noticed we've had like a week or 2 weeks off without a game. That's where I put the two friendlies in just before this game. And I've just realised I had this on comprehensive for one of those friendlies because I just wanted to see how things went. But it still asks me about a winter break. Now, I don't know whether that's because I'm English. I don't know whether that's because the game recognises that and just got it wrong a bit. I'm not too sure, but it did ask me that question and I thought it was a little bit silly. So it is what it is. But yeah, he's injured. Danilovic is injured. So we're relying on Alexander, who, to be fair, when he's come in, bearing in mind we signed him to be a left back originally, he's come in and he's done a good job. They've just had a man sent off here. Marcus Llorente, in the 6th minute, has been sent off for Atletico Madrid. I feel like in this save, we've got everything going in our favour anyway. We probably didn't need that, but we've got it. That's an utter madness. That is an utter madness. Well, fine, I'll take it. It's now down to us to make the most of that because Atletico Madrid at home have a man less. We're in excellent form. I mean, that's an absolute problem. I mean, they're directly behind us, so they really will want to win this to overtake us and overlap us. But they might not be able to. Saying that, we've all been there in FM, haven't we? When we've got a man advantage and we can't make the most of it. So, let's not get too carried away. Let's not get too carried away just at this moment. But Wanlu with the header back towards goal, but Oblak is there. Oblak, safe hands as always, manages to hold on to it. And he's going to try and get the ball rolling for Atleti. They're playing 5 at the back, which I don't know whether we've necessarily struggled against that in the past. But, I mean, the thing that's going to be helping them is their defensive structure I don't think is really going to change. They'll have probably made a substitution to cover for the fact that Llorente is no longer on the pitch. And they'll have sacrificed an attacking player. But their defence should still be solid. Esposito should be doing so much better there, by the way. So, it probably isn't actually going to affect them too much other than momentum-wise. But then they're going to struggle to create something. That's going to be the issue. Because I've always considered Atleti to be a very, very defensively responsible team. I mean, if we look at their squad, their attacking player that's been sacrificed, it's actually been Griezmann. So they've not made a substitution. What they've done is they've actually shifted Griezmann from striker to midfield, which he can do. He's one of them players who can just play in almost every attacking position. God, I'd love to use him. Oh, I'd love to have him in my team. I know he's old now. I know he's in this universe especially, and I know his physicals aren't what they were, but oh, that's how much. What's his value? I'm not saying I'm going to look at him next season, but I'm just saying if his physicals hold out enough, when we get a decent transfer budget, who knows what we'll do. Right, I'm going to demand more from the boys because if you'd given me a draw going into this game, I'd have taken it with no question at all. But they're a man down. They're not necessarily the most offensively minded team anyway, but they're certainly not with the 11 they've got out there. It's a glorious opportunity to get 3 points against a big team here. Not that we haven't been doing that all season, but it is a really good opportunity. Right, we need to do a bit of a shift around because we've not actually taken advantage of this. And our goalkeeper apparently has had the best game. We're not having a good game at all, really, to be fair. So we're going to bring on, I think we're going to bring on Torre. And we're going to bring on Navar Furic. We're going to bring on Furic just to get him a bit more game time as well. In fact, I'm going to switch him and Jota around to the original way round that I wanted them. And you apparently want to be a winger. So let's change Jota back to a winger. Let's have both of them doing that. Orellana will bring off for Enrique. And I'll leave it for now, but I'm hoping that gives us enough of an attacking kind of boost just to try and push past that defensive Atleti line. This is where they score, isn't it? Maybe not. Right, Jota now, who really started the season well and really hasn't. He has had an injury or two, but he hasn't really kind of gone on to that level that he looked like he would do at the start of the season. So we need to see him kind of kick into gear at some point. But then remember, Ontiveros and Joaquin had moments like that, and they were both excellent for us in the end. And it's our left back who breaks the deadlock. Jesus Vasquez has gone and put us ahead against Atletico Madrid. Of all of the players to do it, it's our left back. Torre and Furic do get involved. It's Torre with the assist as well. I mean, we've worked our way in the box really well. And of all the players, it's our bloody left back. But you know what? I don't care. I'm okay with it. I'm more than okay with it. Right, Torre goes for the free kick. And I tell you what, considering Zardas is our set-piece taker, that was a really good version of a Zardas trick there. It just didn't go in, which is a bit of a disappointment. Right, we're getting close towards substitution o'clock. Torre into Furic, into Enrique. What a set-piece that might be. If that's onside, that is a sensational set-piece. It's going to be offside now, isn't it? Being checked by VAR. What a sensational set-piece that would be. Oh, watch the replay of this. This looked like a sensational move. Pass there. I mean, he is offside. It's such a shame because what a move that was. That would have been one of my goals of the season just for creativity. But obviously it doesn't count. So it is what it is. Right. Wanlu's not had a good game. I was umming and ahhing whether to start him or Trilly. Trilly has really been the better of the two of them this season. Not that either of them have been that exceptional, but he has been the better of the two. Jota has had yet another poor game, and I am starting to lose patience with him to the point where he's got a £22 million release clause, and I'm being encouraged by the game to renew that and get it higher. I'll take 22 million for him at the moment. I don't think he's worth more than that. Really don't. I think I'll take 15 million for him at this moment. I'd just get him out the door to get someone else in, because he's not really performed to the level that we would have expected of him. So, I'm going to move things around. Furic is going to go to the right. I'm going to put Torre on the wing. And I'm actually going to bring on Navarro and give Navarro some more minutes. And we'll leave Torre like that. I am tempted to take off Esposito, but we're not going to do it. We're going to leave Esposito on there. Just because we know he can just crop up with a goal. Crop up with a goal? Pop up with a goal. That's what I meant to say. But it's looking like we're going to win. Obviously, Atleti still have a little bit of time to get an equaliser, but that's probably all they would be able to get. But I think time has probably run out for them. We are into added time. We've got the set piece. It's Torre whipping it in. Look at the head of Esposito. It floats over, and I tell you what, Oblak is lucky because I think he was kind of in the position to cover it, but I think it could have snuck in there. But that is going to be time, surely. There it is. We do beat Atletico Madrid. We add them to the list of teams that we've beaten this season when we probably really have no right to beat them. We've beat Barcelona. We've beat Madrid. We've now beat Atleti. We haven't beat Sociedad. That's one we haven't beaten. We haven't beat Bilbao. And we haven't beat Valencia. So they're some of the bigger teams that we probably do need to get one over. But what a first half of the season this has been. Goodness me. Goodness me. Right. Well, 15 unbeaten. That says everything. That's ridiculous. Yes, there's a lot of draws in there. Yes, there's a lot of close games in there. But we just have this ability to squeeze past. And do remember, when we were in the third tier, we basically were presented with a squad that was ready for the second tier. And then when we got to the second tier, we improved upon that. And basically that had half a squad full of La Liga players. And then we've improved upon that. So I think we've just done some good deals. We've relied on loans a little bit. We've overspent on some players just to get them through the door to convince them to come to us. And it's worked. And we've got really lucky with our recruitment. I mean, Esposito is the biggest reason, I think, that we're doing as well as we are. I mean, just look at his goal contributions going down the side there. I mean, ignore these two at these two here because they're friendlies. But my word, I mean, the longest he's gone without scoring is 3 games. He didn't play in one of them. Utter nonsense. Utter nonsense. Right. Well, we're going to skip Getafe. Because we're going to skip them. We did get a draw against them near the beginning of the season. It's the home leg. We'd like to think we can beat them in that one. But we're going to come back for the semi-final in the Supercoppa against Girona. And we're just going to see what's going to happen with that. Well, Getafe ended up being not really any problem. We actually went 2-0 up fairly quickly with Nacho Ferry scoring a brace. They did get one back, as well as having a disallowed goal as well, all in the first half. But then we kind of went out of sight in the second within a 2-minute period. Furic finally getting a goal to add to his tally for the season, starting to look a little bit more promising with an assist from Torre. And Longley getting a goal from a corner from Luis Cruz as well, who has really been, Luis Cruz, a bit of an unsung hero. I think I have talked about how good he has been, but then there's been a bit of a jump, obviously, in the save. He's got 10 assists this season from 16 starts. 16 appearances, not starts, and also a couple of goals. For a free transfer, he's been sensational. He really has. So that was a really good result, which leads us to the Supercoppa against Girona, who obviously beat us in... Well, I say beat us. We lost on penalties. How much did they actually beat us? But we are playing against them, but we do have issues. Issue number 1, our goalkeeper, Danny Martin. To be fair, he has recovered, but he has been injured. And I'll put him on the bench, but I'd rather not risk him, so because he's been so important to us. So we are going to be starting... For the first time, Stankovic, who we signed on loan, who, to be fair, is a decent goalkeeper, I think. He's a La Liga 2 goalkeeper. I could start Martin, but I just don't want to take the chance, if I'm honest. I'm just looking at fitness as well. I didn't do a lot of rotation with this, so I'll put Kumbula back in for Longley. But yeah, we've got that as a bit of an issue. Obviously, we still don't have Danilovic as well. And Jota is also out now for up to 3 weeks too. And where is he? Furic I think he picked up a slight knock, but he's also not very fit. A few of these players not fit because they played in the last game. I was very impressed with getting 2 goals, by the way. Very impressed. But this is your 11 for the game against Girona in the Supercoppa. It is Stankovic in goal, Juanlu, Carrillo, Kumbula and Vasquez in defence, Alexander and Orellana in the midfield with Cruz, Navarro and Torre supporting Esposito up front. Yikes. We know we've got the firepower. Our front line is more than enough to get past any team at this point. Whether it should be or not, I don't know. But in the game, it seems to really be working for us. I'm a little bit worried about the keeper and that midfield. I mean, this midfield we played in the game against Atleti to start with, it did well enough in that one to get us that win. So, maybe it's fine. But I'm a little bit concerned about the goalkeeper. He's not played a lot for us. We'll see how it goes. But we are playing against a team who we have already beat this season earlier in the season. So, hopefully we can kind of get the same kind of result again. There's no reason why we can't. We are better than we were when we, I'm going to say, drew against them in the Copa del Rey final last season. And Esposito, I tell you what, that boy's worth his weight in gold. He really is. But he might be offside. Well, that's awkward. That's a bit awkward. It's not awkward. It's been allowed. Results. Happy days. It is 1-0 to Deportivo La Coruña. Lovely ball over the top to Pablo Torre, playing on the left-hand side this game and gets it into Esposito. Torre's contract runs out this season. And I have tried to kind of put the feelers out there, but he is wanted by a Saudi Arabian club. That is going to prove to be a bit of a problem because obviously he's going to get more money there. And he's starting to come a little bit good compared to what he was, because we were a bit concerned towards the end of last season, towards the beginning of this year, that we were struggling to get the best out of him. I have to say, he is starting to look the part when we use him. But is it too little too late? Like, because I would very much like to keep him. But, yeah, it's not looking great at the moment. We are putting the feelers out there for players who we can get on free transfers for next season as well. Seeing if we can get some bodies in. I don't know how successful that will be, but we'll try and do it. There's me Cruz trying to get into the box there, but he is intercepted. But we do get possession back in the form of our captain Carrillo into Kumbula now. Kumbula out to Vasquez. Vasquez looking to drive forward. Got the goal, of course, against Atletico Madrid. It ends up ricocheting around and is Robert Navarro, who, again, has had flashes of brilliance, but moments where he hasn't looked particularly great. But he's ended up putting it in the back of the net. Vasquez gets very unlucky there that he doesn't get a goal. But let's just watch this again. So Vasquez runs into the penalty area, hits it. I tell you what, it looks like it glances off the crossbar onto the post and back out again. Wow, he is very unlucky, but also he gets an assist technically, and Navarro does make it too. And it looks like we've got a final on our hands here, a Supercoppa final. Just Torre with a little step over there. That was lovely, just letting the ball run through. Right, Cruz now, who we've not seen a lot from in this game. Whipping it over, looking for Pablo Torre. What a pass that was for Torre, who just can't finish it off. Tell you what, we're having a bit of fun in this game, and I didn't expect it. We've battered them in that opening half an hour. They've had chances as well, though, so it's not all necessarily going to be one way. They could come back into this game, and they do now have possession. Horta now running forward, out wide to Sagankov, into Aydin. Aydin now into Sagankov. Sagankov into Mitz or Martinez? It's Martinez, yeah, I forgot it was short. And they do pull one back. We know how dangerous Girona are from last season in that final. We know that we can be done by them. But we also know we can put goals past them as well. But it now is 2-1. Very dangerous scoreline in the 32nd minute. So we need to be aware of their dangers is probably the best way to phrase it. Because if we take our eye off the ball, they will come back into the game. But as it stands, we lead and we have a corner in the next highlight. It is Torre to take. In, whipped in, and it's Esposito, but it might be another close offside call. The defenders are appealing for offside. I want to know how that's offside, if I'm honest with you. I would very much like to know how that's offside. Can we get a referee check on that? I mean, it's been disallowed. I want to see it. I want to see it. Right, where's Esposito? He's over here. I mean, okay, to be fair, Carrillo, if it is Carrillo, was right in front of the goalkeeper. I do understand that, but it doesn't mean I have to like it, because Esposito was nowhere near offside at all. Well, I feel hard done by there. If I was Esposito, I'd feel really hard done by. Right, it is half time. It is 2-1. I'm going to just get Cruz to kind of calm himself down. He has demotivated him a little bit. So not the best game from Luis Cruz so far. I'm going to tell Alexander just to try and step things up a little bit. The rest of the attacking line have had a really good game. So we'll go again. Stankovic so far, touch wood, having a good time out there. Really impressed with him so far. Really impressed. He's not had to do a lot, to be fair, so I'm probably more impressed with the rest of the team preventing him from having to deal with too much. Having said that, they've had 2 shots on target, which he will probably have had to deal with. So I gotta give credit where it's due. He hasn't conceded a goal. Famous last words. Famous last words. Right, Cruz now. Looking for Tare, cannot find him. It ends up getting cleared out. We intercept though. Tare again now. Looking to get the ball into the box. He just dwells on the ball a bit too much, maybe. A bit overconfident with the first half performance he put in, which was a very good first half. But maybe a bit overconfident there. Right, here comes Girona. Girona playing it back, trying to get something going with their play into Roca. But Wanlu intercepts it beautifully. Luis Cruz now, who is trying to get into the game as best as he can. Running out wide here. Going to wait for the right moment to pass it or cross it. Pass it to Wanlu. Wanlu into Cruz. Cruz into the box, into the danger area. And I thought for a second that was an own goal. It wasn't, but we do win a corner. I'm assuming it's going to be Vasquez to take. I thought it might be Tare. Vasquez whipping it in, looking for the header. Wanlu here. Doesn't get it. Kumbula now on the edge of the box. He's been brought down in the box there. Penalty! Ref! Are we not going to give a penalty for that? He's just been chopped down on the edge of the box. Outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. And now they've got a free kick and Carrillo's going off. Captain Carrillo's going off. That could be a bit of an issue. Right. Free kick. We're down the body. Zigankov's over it. We're 2-2, isn't it? No, it's not. I tell you what. Stankovic, the concerns I had bringing him in. He's done well. 67 minutes into the game. He's only conceded the one. He's done a good job. Another save there. That would have been perfect if we'd have conceded there, to be fair. That would have been absolutely perfect. Right, I'm just going to have a quick look at Carrillo and just see how he is. He apparently is injured here, but there's no injury symbol. But I'm not going to take the risk. We're going to bring on Longley. And we'll swap those two around. We are around substitute o'clock anyway. Luis Cruz really hasn't got into the game. So I'm going to bring on Zardas just for the set pieces. We're just going to do that. And hopefully that'll be enough just to get us the ball, keep the ball, and we can just get something going. Say we've had plenty of the ball, to be fair. I'm more just thinking that we can use him to kind of get some set pieces, get them into dangerous areas, and give them something to think about rather than them thinking about getting an equaliser. On to a 4-4-2, so they are throwing everything at us from the looks of things. Right, final changes. Alexander's not had a great game. I was actually going to bring on Valares, but I didn't put him on the bench, which is a bit frustrating, which means I don't have an actual defensive midfielder I can bring on for Alexander. So he is really going to have to stay on, which is not ideal. But I am looking at Orellana, and I think we'll bring him off for Enrique. And we'll give Enrique a little bit more time just to get his fitness back up again. Again, he did have that injury. We'll bring Torre off. We'll give him a bit of a rest. And I'm going to bring on Boedo rather. Just to give him some minutes in the first team as well. Because that can't hurt. That just can't hurt. Furyk is still getting his fitness back up. So we'll just let him do that rather than just pushing him on in this game as well. Right, we have a corner. Zardas with a set piece. Whipping it in. Looking for Kumbula. And that was very nearly what I was on about. Very, very, very nearly another goal. And it would have been from a Zardas corner because he is that good at set pieces. But I think that is Girona beaten. And we are through, unless it's a two-legged tie, which I've not seen anywhere. I think we're through to a final. I think we're through to the Super Copa final. So the question now is... That's not what I wanted to click on. The question now is... Does that mean we have a final coming up? It must do, surely. We do. Against Barcelona or Real Madrid in the next game. Well, we've got to come back for that, haven't we? We've actually got to come back for that. Okay, here's what we're going to do. The next video is literally going to still be in this month. We're going to play Barcelona or Real Madrid in that final. And we're also going to play the first round for us, the third round in total of the Copa del Rey. So we're going to play Super Copa final, Copa del Rey. It's going to be an all-cup episode next time. And we'll see exactly what happened. I'm excited. I'm very excited by that. We could walk away with a trophy, our first big boy trophy in the next episode. That could be very interesting. One last thing before we go, transfer-wise, we have made a couple of moves. Transfer number one is actually a transfer out. Romario Barro has left the club. He is gone. There's also a transfer that hasn't appeared on this list, which is a little bit confusing, but it might very well be because I'm looking at us rather than our B team, maybe. Let me just see whether MT. He's on his. He's been sold. Oh, he's going next season. Right. So, bit confused. So MT is leaving us. We have sold him, but we sold him to Sao Paulo. So that's the reason why he's not gone yet. Is because the transfer doesn't go through to next season because of Brazil. So he's gone. Ignore him. He doesn't exist. MT has left the club. We are also trying to move on. Where is he? Trying to move on Andre Gomez as well. We are struggling at the moment. We've had a couple of offers in for him. One was a loan offer, which we just threw out. One was for 1.5 million. I got a bit greedy. I pushed it up to 2 million because we put him on the transfer list for 1.5 and they withdrew it. So we're trying to move him on as well. But we are getting money, as you can see. Money is slowly trickling into the club with the players that we are moving on. So business is getting done. We are starting to build a bit of a pot to try and look at. Maybe not necessarily for transfers, but I'm thinking for maybe new signings for next season is what I'm thinking with that money there, because that's a decent amount of money to bring in a decent player, or maybe soon. That's the plan. I'm also thinking as well, we're in La Liga. We are doing as well as we are. We're third. Comfortably third after beating Atleti. I think it's safe to say that to win La Liga, we're not doing too bad. I'm going to put a time limit on this save now of 2 more seasons, a maximum of 2 more seasons, to see if we can sneak, kind of do a Leicester and sneak a victory, because we've done well enough this season. It makes me think, as long as we keep on with the recruitment we've been doing, we improve the team as we go, I think we can smash that, and I think we can overtake them because we're not far away from them at the moment. So I genuinely think that's a possibility. Sounds nuts, but the way we are at the moment, the momentum that we've had, why not? Why on earth not? But that is something to think about for another video. And we will see you in the next one, where we will be trying to win our first big boy trophy. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed, do not forget to leave a big like on the video for me. Also, don't forget to subscribe. It's completely free to do so. You'll make me happy, and all of the good things will happen, I'm sure. I've been Stu, you guys have been awesome, and I'll see you in the next one, where hopefully we win a trophy. Cheers.